Hi everyone, it's Heidi again. Today we're going to be reacting to George Carlin. You guys know that I love George Carlin. We're going to be watching Saving the Planet. This is one that you guys have mentioned several times, and so I'm excited to watch it. If you hear noises in the background, we are having construction done on our house, but life goes on, so sorry about that. I'm guessing this is about saving the environment, maybe politically. So I'm very interested to see what Georgie has to say. This is when he's a little bit older, and so he's going to be bitching about stuff. I am all for it. If you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and let's do this.
See, I'm not one of these people who's worried about everything. You got people like this around you. Country's full of them now. People walking around all day long.
That's kind of me
every
sometimes.
minute of the day, worried about everything. Worried about the air, worried about the water, worried about the soil. Worried about insecticides, pesticides, food additives, carcinogens. Worried about radon gas, worried about asbestos. Worried about saving endangered species. Let me tell you about endangered species, all right?
He's gonna make the people mad.
Saving endangered species is just one more arrogant attempt by humans to control nature. It's arrogant meddling. It's what got us in trouble in the first place. Doesn't anybody understand that? Interfering with nature. Over 90%, way over 90% of all the species that have ever lived on this planet, are gone. They're extinct. We didn't kill them all.
True.
They just disappeared. That's what nature does.
Yeah.
They disappear these days at the rate of 25 a day. And I mean regardless of our behavior. Irrespective of how we act on this planet, 25 species that were here today will be gone tomorrow.
Is that true?
Let them go gracefully.
Oh.
Leave nature alone. Haven't we done enough? We're so self-important. So self-important. Everybody's going to save something
That is true.
now. Save the trees, save the bees, save the whales, save those snails. And the greatest arrogance of all, save the planet. What? Are these fucking people kidding me? Save the planet? We don't even know how to take care of ourselves yet. We haven't.
Sorry, oh, that's so good. That is so true. It's like, who do we think we are? That is awesome. Okay, I love his little rhyme that he did, by the way. Save the whale, save the snail. That is so, like, young George Carlin. I love seeing that. I'm gonna back it up a little bit so I get his full thought again, but I had to pause for a second because that is so funny. Save the planet. Like, we're so insignificant to this gigantic thing we call Earth. Man, he really has a point. We think we're killing it. We think we're saving it. Self-important is, yeah, that's the human race. I mean, I think we've accomplished a lot of really amazing things. I think that humans are pretty incredible, but at the same time, it's like, we can only be so proud of that. That is hilarious. Anyway, this is fantastic. I'm already liking this so much. I knew it would be fantastic, and it always is fantastic. It's George Carlin.
Kidding me? Save the planet? We don't even know how to take care of ourselves yet. We haven't learned how to care for one another. We're gonna save the fucking planet?
That's true.
I'm getting tired of that shit.
Careful.
I'm tired of that shit.
I'm pausing again. Sometimes it is kind of true that human beings care for animals more than they do humans. We want to save all the dogs and give them good homes, but we don't care that people are on the street and need homes. That is very, very interesting.
Tired.
You've seen a lot.
Of fucking Earth Day. I'm tired of these self-righteous environmentalists, these white bourgeois liberals who think the only thing wrong with this country is there aren't enough bicycle paths.
I mean,
People
I'd
trying
like
to
more.
make the world safe for their Volvos. Besides, environmentalists don't give a shit about the planet. They don't care about the planet. Not in the abstract, they don't. Not in the abstract, they don't. You know what they're interested in? A clean place to live. Their own habitat. They're worried that someday in the future they might be personally inconvenienced. Narrow, unenlightened self-interest doesn't impress me. Besides, there is nothing wrong with the planet. Nothing wrong with the planet. The planet is fine. The people are fucked. Difference. The planet is fine. Compared to the people, the planet is doing great. Been been here 4.5 billion years. Do you ever think about
That's
the
true.
arithmetic? Planet has been here 4.5 billion years. We've been here, what, 100,000? Maybe 200,000? And we've only been engaged in heavy industry for a little over 200 years. 200 years versus 4.5 billion. And
Like
we
the
have the
planet will be
conceit to think that somehow we're a threat? That somehow we're going to put in jeopardy
Exactly.
this beautiful little blue-green ball that's just a-floating around the sun? The planet has been through a lot worse than us. Been through all kinds of things worse than us. Been through earthquakes, volcanoes, plate tectonics, continental drift, solar flares, sunspots, magnetic storms, the magnetic reversal of the poles, hundreds of
lot.
thousands of years of bombardment by comets and asteroids and meteors, worldwide floods, tidal waves, worldwide fires, erosion, cosmic rays, recurring ice ages, and we think some plastic bags and some aluminum cans are going to make a difference?
Okay, after that whole list of just crazy catastrophic stuff and then plastic bags. He knows how to work his craft. He's so good. It's so funny. He really knows how to make an impact. He sets himself up and then like delivers the punchline, I guess you can say, but just like the thing that's just like, yeah, you know, you're right. That's kind of silly that we think that way and feel that way. I just love that he does that. He does that in every bit that I've seen him do. He's just like, guys, think, bro. It's so good. Plastic bags. That was brilliant. And I do want to say that it is interesting, and I think it is very common for people to want to save the planet or save the environment or things like that because it's affecting them or it might affect their future generations or whatever. Again, self-important. Oh, the planet is going to be bad for humans. We got to save it. That's so funny. The planet's fine with or without us. Oh my gosh. And of course, I want humans to live for a long time. I want our future generations to have a comfortable, wonderful place to live. But his points that he's making are so funny and definitely true. Doesn't mean we can't try if we want to. Worrying about it and just focusing all of your time and energy on it might not be the best way to use our time. Maybe. I don't know. I've heard both sides, and it does seem that we aren't as much of an impact on that kind of thing as we might think. Who knows, though?
The planet,
Oh, I want to...
and some aluminum cans
Oh, yeah.
are going to make a
Plastic
difference?
bags? That's so good.
The planet, the planet isn't going anywhere. We are.
We are...
We're going away. Pack your shit, folks. We're going away. And we won't leave much of a trace either. Thank God for that. Maybe a little styrofoam. Maybe. Little styrofoam. Planet will be here and we'll be long gone. Just another failed
Interesting.
mutation. Just another closed-end biological mistake. An evolutionary cul-de-sac. The planet will shake us off like a bad case of fleas. A surface nuisance. You want to know how the planet's doing? Ask those people at Pompeii who are frozen into position from volcanic ash how the planet's doing. Want to know if the planet's all right? Ask those people in Mexico City or Armenia or 100 other places buried under thousands of tons of earthquake rubble if they feel like a threat to the planet this week.
Wow.
Those people in Kilauea, Hawaii, who build their homes right next to an active volcano and then wonder why they have lava in the living room.
Wait a second.
The planet will be here for a long, long, long time after we're gone, and it will heal itself. It will cleanse itself, because that's what it does. It's a self-correcting
interesting.
system. The air and the water will recover. The earth will be renewed. And if it's true that plastic is not degradable, well, the planet will simply incorporate plastic into a new paradigm, the earth plus plastic. The Earth doesn't share our prejudice towards plastic. Plastic came out of the Earth. The Earth probably sees plastic as just another one of its children. Could be the only reason the Earth allowed us to be spawned from it in the first place. It wanted plastic for itself. Didn't know how to make it. Needed us.
I like straws,
Could be
too.
the answer to our age-old philosophical question, why are we here? Plastic. Assholes. So,
That's funny.
The plastic is here. Our job is done. We can be phased out now. And I think that's really started already, don't you? I mean, to be fair, the planet probably sees us as a mild threat, something to be dealt with. And I'm sure the planet will defend itself in the manner of a large organism, like a beehive or an ant colony can muster a defense. I'm sure the planet will think of something. What would you do if you were the planet trying to defend against this pesky, troublesome species? Let's see. What might... viruses. Viruses might be good. They seem vulnerable to viruses. And viruses are tricky, always mutating and forming new strains whenever a vaccine is developed. Perhaps this first virus could be one that compromises the immune system of these creatures. Perhaps a human immunodeficiency virus, making them vulnerable to all sorts of other diseases and infections that might come along. And maybe it could be spread sexually, making them a little reluctant to engage in the act of reproduction.
There you go.
That's a poetic note. And it's a start. And I can dream, can I?
Oh.
So I don't worry about the little things. Bees, trees, whales, snails. I think we're part of a greater wisdom than we will ever understand. A higher order. Call it what you want. Know what I call it? The big electron. The big electron. Whoa. 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 It doesn't punish. It doesn't judge at all. It just is. And so are we. For a little while. Thanks for being here with me for a little while tonight.
Oh, cute. For a little while.
Thank you very much.
The leg kickback.
Thank you.
Very interesting. So that's what George Carlin worships. Got it.
You in New York City, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself.
And others.
And take care of somebody else. Thank you. Good night.
Oh, I love that. That's actually so cute. That really is interesting. The whole caring about the environment before caring about people. I think that's a little bit more common than we realize. Wow. I don't even know like where to start. That whole thing was very interesting. It is sad that plastic sometimes kills animals and things like that. But I've never ever heard of somebody thinking or putting the idea out that the earth maybe wanted human beings to make plastic. That is such an out of this world way of thinking. It's so crazy that George Carlin, along with other philosophers, stand-up comedians come up with. They just think so deeply about this kind of stuff, just social issues, environmental issues, or issues, that they come up with these very different ways of thinking and just giving people a different perspective. I don't think that we were meant to make plastic. It's just interesting that he comes up with these different ideas to get you thinking. It's so fascinating and I just love it. I can't get enough of it. Obviously, if you've seen my channel at all, you know that I have been into this kind of stuff for a little bit now. Oh man, he is not afraid to call somebody out or an entire group of people or an entire mindset. Stand-up comedy is one of those things where you can say stuff like that and it doesn't get taken too seriously. That's the magic of it. Like people can say, this kind of people, they're so dumb or they are so wrong or don't know what they're doing. And people still just laugh about it. It's just such an interesting thing that can be done. People don't get too offended most of the time. Anyway, I'm going to be thinking about that one for a long time. Thank you so much for this recommendation. Seriously, I really appreciate you guys sending these kind of things my way. Let me know what else I can be watching and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.